Hey, what's happening? I'm pretty sure that proposal process for government contracts is probably confusing the heck out of you, and you wish that it could be broken down just a little bit more. Well, have no fear. Don't worry. Dr. Davis, I'm here, and I'm going to break down some tips to help you get through that proposal process today. Tune in. Make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, and most importantly, share this out with 3 other entrepreneurs so they can figure out how the heck do we write these proposals to the government so they can start winning some money too. Stay tuned.
It's just different.
Yeah, you already know what it is. Pure money, baby. I keep a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. Said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. I said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Come and hang with the gang. Get some free game added to your mainframe. Gotta keep your mind sharp, you gotta maintain. And it's even better when the squad on the same thing. Steady swishing on the competition. We ain't tripping about the opposition. We on a mission and we got a vision. People in need, we believe we got it like I give a couple in the bag, homie, I ain't gotta brag. Even when the hater try to doubt me, I just got another contract. Watch the dollars follow back. Let me tell you one thing about me. I said I like my money pure. I like my money pure. Okay, I like my money pure. I said I like my money pure. Oh no, I like my money pure. The bag is secure. Yeah, I like my money pure. I like my money pure. I like my money. Been slept on, money never stepped on. We increasing positivity until the stress gone. Satan tried to hold the squad back, but we kept on. We ain't making this up.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Happy Wednesday, hump day. Hopefully you've been getting busy all week. Today's episode, we're going to be diving in, and I'm going to be going over some tips and tricks to help you guys with the proposal process when it comes to government contracting. It's often something that's been tripping us up. And hopefully by the end of this segment, with these strategies that I teach you guys, that you'll be able to take these strategies and start responding to proposals tonight. Yes, tonight we're going to start responding to those proposals. But I appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this out with 3 other entrepreneurs, business owners right now so they can learn about how to write these proposals when it comes to government contracting as well. Don't be stingy over there. Also, make sure that you guys are putting in the chat where you are tuning in from, whether you're watching live or you'll be watching on replay. Go ahead and put that in the comments. And most importantly, go ahead and put I am a millionaire inside of that comments too, because once again, it all starts with you. You got to believe that you can do this. It doesn't matter how much I can teach to you or tell you. If you don't believe that you can make the steps, then guess what? It is never going to happen. So always remember, take that to heart when you type that I am a millionaire in that chat there. But before we get the ball rolling, let me see, who do we have in the building with us tonight? We got my brother Timothy out there in Houston, Texas with TTG in the building. What's going on with you, Timothy? You know, one day this Facebook is going to work correctly, and I'm going to figure out who the Facebook users are. But I appreciate you for tuning in with us here on Facebook. We got 101 Trucking in the building. What's happening with you? I appreciate you for being here as well. We got Body Shop out there in Detroit. I was looking at Detroit the other day. They got talking about Detroit in the real estate market, how it's changing around. So remember, guys, these are all government contracting plays. This is why you got to keep your head up, your eyes open, and your ears listening, because opportunity is all around you. If you just think, like, if you're in New York, right? So this is what I want your mind to start to shift to, right? So if you're in a place like New York or a California or a Texas or Florida or Washington, D.C., you got to remember that every state is its own entity. and every state is in competition with each other. So if you're in New York and you can understand how the business of New York operates, the government, right? And, I know a lot of people don't think New York operates well because the consumer is just looking at the dollars, but the business side of New York operates extremely well with the large population that they have there, the buildings, just how everything is moving. They have processes and procedures that works for a city. So you could take that information from New York, go move to somewhere like Memphis, and their city of Memphis, right, is trying to strive. So if you have insight on how to get a city to strive and you bring that there, you essentially can lock a contract in for yourself in Memphis, utilizing the same processes and procedures that are being done in New York, right? So this is just, I don't know how I got off on a tangent right there, but those are things that you can, keep your head on a swivel for and find yourself opportunity. And, we've done that multiple times. If you was following about 3-4 years ago, I was flying out to Memphis into the middle of the United States. I was flying out there over and over again because there was tons of opportunity there. The middle of the United States is not like the outskirts of the United States. They're behind on everything. I mean, from agriculture to automobiles to building and real estate to land development, electricity. I mean, the whole nine, the middle of the United States is behind big time. So always remember, by you living in one of these cities, in the outskirts of the United States, you can do some amazing things, right? So keep that in mind there. All right. Let's see, man. Who else do we have in the building? I seen some more people pop up in here. We got Nadir and his wife Karif out here in the DMV area. I appreciate y'all being here. We got Tanya out here. I'm a millionaire. We got her husband Dexter out here. What's happening with you, Dexter? We got Crystal in Dallas, Texas. What's going on with you? We got my man GovCon with Courtney. Shout outs to Courtney, man. Courtney is taking off with the government game, man. Definitely make sure y'all check him out. He's doing some good things. We got Bernie. What's happening with you? I believe that's the first time I've seen your name here, but I appreciate you hanging with us today, Bernie. Don't forget, make sure that you guys are hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this out with 3 other entrepreneurs so they can learn how to write proposals when it comes to the government. Now, before we dive into this, I want you to understand that I always speak about federal government contracting because the rules won't change no matter the niche. It's contracting. But the same stuff that we do in the federal side, it can be transitioned to state contracting in your local city and county contracts. The systems are just going to be different. So that's why I don't really talk about it too much, because I don't know every state's system. But as long as you know how to do contracting with the federal government, you should know how to do contracting with your state and local government. Just figure out the system. They're all going to ask for the same paperwork. They may not use a NAICS code. They may use something called a SIC code or something like that, but it's still a code, right? So the same way you learn your NAICS code, you learn the SIC code. The same way that you go get your women-owned or veteran-owned certification on a federal level, your state is going to have an MBE certification or a DBE certification. And guess what? They're going to ask for the same paperwork, right? So once again, when you learn the federal, it trickles down to the rest. So that's why I teach federal government contracting. And the principles of responding to proposals, the whole bidding process, it's all going to stay the exact same. So just keep that in mind as you learn this information, that you're really going to be learning how to do contracting with federal, state, and local government. Now, the only piece that I will say is a little bit different here, but it's kind of the same. Department of Education, let me not say Department of Education. I take that back. Department of Education is on the federal side, but the school board in your state, in your local county, they their own government. They a different beast. So if you got something that you want to, work in the school system with, just understand that's going to be a different process, and you really gonna have to shake hands and kiss babies with that school board in order to make that happen. But anyways, let's get ready to dive into here. If you guys have any questions about anything that I go over, make sure that you put it in the comments. You can put a Q followed by your question, and I will get to it before the night is over with here. Now, how many of you guys have ever written a proposal? I want you to put me in the chat if you have written a proposal, and put a no in the chat if you have never, ever written a proposal at all. Okay? And this is going to be one of the key components of you learning government contracting. I'm not a believer that you can watch videos, that you can go to seminars, that you can get coaching, and that you learn government contracting. Even, me sitting here making all these videos, I'm not teaching you government contracting. You're not learning government contracting. The only way that you're going to ever learn government contracting is if you submit a bid. And it comes two different ways. There's quotes, and then there's the actual proposals that need to be written. A quote will come from something called a RFQ, a request for quote. A bid is going to come from something called a RFP, request for proposal. A quote sometimes wants some writing on it, but for the most part, a quote really just, it's a quote. You put the line item of the products. A quote could come in a service style too, but usually it's going to be products. But you just put the amount on there and you send it over to them. And usually they'll respond, and chances are it'll be a credit card payment, so you'll get paid kind of quick. But there's not a lot to it. You just respond to the quote. Sometimes they'll have a sheet that they want you to fill out for the quote, so you can't use your own quote formula. Like, it has to be laid out the way that they told you. Sometimes you put your own sheet in there. They just want the quote. And if they accept it, you get paid. Simple as that. Now, when they do accept the quote, you're going to be looking for something called a purchase order. Okay, so remember, you're sending the government a quote. Okay, the government's going to respond back with a purchase order. That means we've confirmed that we've accepted your quote, and we're going to buy whatever it is that you're offering. Then and only then do you go buy the product or the service, right? Don't buy the product before you get that purchase order. Definitely never, ever buy anything before you get the purchase order. Now that I got the purchase order, I can go ahead and make that deal happen. Now, if you're buying products or something from a third party, you want to make sure when you get the quote from them that, the quote numbers are locked in for like 45 days or something of that nature. The longer, the better. Because when the government responds 30 days later, you want to make sure you still got the same pricing. Just FYI. I've seen a lot of people get quotes, give it to the government responds that they're buying it at that price, and then they go back to the third party client and the prices went up. So again, keep that in mind when you're going out there to get those quotes. And once again, you're not really going to get an understanding of what I'm talking about until you submit a quote. And you go through that experience. Don't be scared. It'll be a learning curve. Just make sure you're in profit. I don't want you to lose money on a product deal, but it's okay not to make a lot of money. If you want to get that first taste of contracting, get one under your belt, don't try to break the bank. Understand that I want a deal. I want to make sure that I am in some type of profit, but I'm not trying to break the bank because I'm going to learn so much from doing this first deal. So once again, just keep that stuff in mind and make sure that you read over it. Now, when it comes to proposals, now we're talking, this stuff takes work. Okay. Contrary to what a lot of people say, the proposal process, it's a strategy behind it. You don't just wing writing proposals, right? When people ask me to wing writing proposals, I don't get involved in that because I don't like losing. Me personally, I hate being on the losing end. So I'm not just going to submit bids to something that I'm setting myself up to lose on. Instead, there's a process here. And we're going to break this down today. We're going to dive into what does a process look like for writing a proposal, not a quote. All right. So let's dive into here. Let me change my screen here. Don't forget, guys, if you want to stay updated on anything that we got going on, visit $2cents.com. You can click right here on community. It'll bring you to our community completely for free. If you would like to get on our live calls on YouTube, you can absolutely come here. If you have a question for the live, you can click here and join us live and ask your question. But if you have a product or service that you would like to offer to the community, you can absolutely come here as well. And we don't mind bringing people on our show, but we're definitely going to vet you first. Not just anybody and everybody can come talk to the community. But if you don't mind being vetted and you believe that you got a solid product or service, by all means, make sure you come here, reach out to us, and we'll get you on board to our community here. If you need to find out any information about anything that I got going on, visit travisknows.com. If you need access to funding, QuickBooks, Amex, Connie's System in a Day Workshop, access to our community, SB Money Flow, and more, it will all be on travisknows.com. If you want to find any of my social handles, once again, that will be located on travisknows.com. So make sure that you guys are checking that out here. But let's get ready to dive into this here. Now, when you guys do get involved with me, if you get into my GovCon Cheat Codes University, you'll actually get this back office here where I've actually done all the work. Let me scroll down here. I need to put some pictures on this stuff, but these are all of the training videos right here that I've already completed with helping you guys through this whole government contracting process. But it was one video in particular that we're going to take a look at into today. And I just had it. Competitive respond to sources sought. Fringe overhead, I'm selling, who's buying, how to strategically price and write a customer-focused proposal. Well, I believe that every time that you write a proposal, that a proposal should be focused on the actual customer that the proposal goes to. If you do this, it will make everything a whole lot easier. So I'm not going to play the entire video, but if you guys get involved with GovCon you'll have access to this and you can go back and watch it as much as you want. Now, in order to really get this proposal situation down packed, there's a couple key things that you're going to have to do, especially starting out your first time. I want everybody to type in the comments right now, read. I want you to type it in capital letters too. Read. This is the number one thing that's stopping everybody from submitting winning proposals to the government. They refuse to read. And I can't stress this out enough. If you do not read, then you're not going to submit properly. I don't know the contract that you're submitting to. Don't nobody in this universe know the contract that you're submitted to. They don't know how to respond correctly to any contract. The only way that we know how to respond to a contract is we have to read the RFP, and the RFP will tell us to the T how to respond to this opportunity to win. But if you refuse to read that RFP, you're telling me that you refuse to win. So I got simple steps here when getting started and learning the proposal process. The first thing is to read the solicitation, all of it too. Even the boring parts. I don't care if it's a 180-page solicitation, you're going to read page 1 all the way to page 180. If you refuse to do that, once again, you refuse to change your life, so don't talk to me. It's somebody else on the internet who wants to entertain that, but I don't entertain laziness. You don't know how to do government contracting. You will get to a point that you no longer need to read the entire contract, but you told me in the comments right here you ain't submitted no bids before. So we're going to read the entire solicitation. Once you get done reading the entire solicitation, guess what the next thing that we're going to do? We're going to read it all over again, because I know you skipped over words. It was words in that solicitation that you didn't understand. You was like Ocho Cinco trying to spell the words out, and you ain't really too good at it. So you skipped over it instead of really understanding what that word meant and how it impacts the sentence. So we're going to go back and we're going to read it for a second time. That is the key, guys. Again, you skipped this process. See, look, a lot of people dropped off when I say read. You know, people like, oh man, here he go talking about reading again. Yeah. You got to read. The third thing that you're going to do is you're going to ask questions before the solicitation's Q&A period. So here's the thing. When a solicitation hits the street, we can't really just talk free willy, because everything has to be fair and equal. So when it actually comes on sam.gov, that's what's called hitting the streets to us. You got to go through the actual process of, your questions can only go to the contract officer, things of that nature, and they got to be shared with everybody. Now, one thing I do not like doing, guys, and some people will tell you differently, but I'm telling you my strategy. Travis will never ever go to a Q&A segment of the contract. So on these solicitations, they'll have a date and time for a Q&A period for people to ask all their questions. Either you submit them all in, or sometimes they may be live in person. But all of the questions that's asked for Q&A period, guess what they do? They share all of the questions out with everybody who wants to see them, and they share every answer out with everybody that wants to see it. So every time I go to these events and stuff, do you know what people do when they ask questions at these events? And they think they're so thought-provoking. You know what I'm saying? They think, oh my goodness, I just asked the client a question and I got under their radar because it was so thought-provoking that, I got their attention. Well, a fool would think that way. But since Travis really lived his life, this big ticket life, guess what? I was sitting in the meeting too. And since you listen to the fool that don't know how to play real big dollar games, he just told you, or she just told you, to ask your strategy to the client. And when you ask your strategy to the client and the client answers the solution to your question, well, he just gave it to everybody. So you just shared your strategy of execution with everybody that's sitting right here watching this thing. So you kind of now have no leverage. So let me give you an example. I was sitting in one meeting one time, and an individual's in there. He goes, hey, I forget the exact name of the program, but he goes, are you allowed to utilize workers from, so Maryland has this program, Prince George's County, it's like a work program where you can hire these individuals that are on this list of unemployed people, and the state will pay their salary. You just got to give them a job, collect the timesheets, give it back to the state, and the state will pay. They'll reimburse you for what you had to pay for that person's salary. So the guy raises his hand and he asks, can you utilize this program for that? He was going after veteran, vets to join his company. Well, once he told me that, ding, 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 Travis, man, you never thought about utilizing the vets for this. Well, guess what? I got a whole vet coalition that I do pro bono work for. I work for them for free. It's a whole list of vets. I believe I got over 792 vets that I just do pro bono work for. We make sure their health care is straight, that they got the systems operating so they can get information for insurances, any checkups, any paperwork that they need to fill out with the VA. Like, I do the pro bono work for this. So once he said it out loud, I go, oh my goodness, he just gave me the strategy to win. Because I get to come in at a lower bid price than everybody else because I'm not paying for the work, which was brilliant. So I mind you, watch when you asking them questions out loud. Instead, you should try to do the research first about the contract opportunity, and you want to actually talk to the customer before it hits sam.gov. Because you could even maybe mold it to where you convince them to put it as a women-owned opportunity when they put it on sam.gov. So now you eliminated everybody else. Just only women-owned companies could go after this. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, you'll be the only women-owned company looking at it because it was free and open before. So by you getting ahead of the game, you can mold it in those type of situations, or you could get a direct award with no competition, right? It's all of these possibilities, but you must get in front of them before it gets to sam.gov. Now, you write a customer-focused proposal that provides valuable, low-risk solutions. Here's the other thing, guys. The government is a business too. They're scared of losing their money as well. They're scared of you not performing. They get robbed and scammed every day just like us. They are no different. Anytime cash transactions happen, transactions period, there's a risk there. And the government's no different. So you got to keep that in mind that when you're writing these proposals, guys, you don't want to scare them. You want to prove to them that you know what you're talking about, and it could potentially save you a couple dollars. Now, I'm not going to say all the time that you got to save the government money. That ain't always the mission, to save the government money, but they do like saving dollars. Okay. Now you can write things up to make it look like you saving the government dollars. So you could say things like, hey, if you pay me in 14 days, we'll give you a 3% discount or a 10% discount if we get paid within 14 days. So they may like that type of deal. So just remember, there's always things that you could do to be strategic. Have someone else check the proposal for compliance and solicitation requirements. Let me tell you something. Your eyeballs can't see everything. You can't be the person reading the RFP, responding to the RFP, double checking that it's legit before it goes out the door, because your eyes is going to lie to you. If you keep reading words over and over again, you typing the words up, right? You're saying the words out of your mind, out of your mouth, and putting them on paper, but you're forgetting pieces in the sentence, like the sentence ain't right, or you may have left out some detail. The only way that can be seen is if it's passed off to some other eyes, some eyes that aren't doctoring into writing this whole thing from beginning to end. So for instance, my company, I'm on what I call a red team. I don't look at anything until it gets to my desk. And when it gets to my desk, it's already been written. Travis don't write the proposals anymore. I don't even entertain them. I got a team that does that. Travis says, hey, this is what we're going to go after. I like those 5 opportunities right there. Then it goes back to the team for them to start doing their market research or whatnot, and then writing the proposal out. Once they write the proposal, they drop it into my task manager, and then I get an alert that I got to read over it and finalize the proposal, mainly because my name's on it, or I'm part of the deal. And again, my name is in the deal. It's my money. So I'm never going to let somebody turn something in that has my name on it. And we talking about my finances. And I just trust them. So that's why I always save myself last, called the red team. And then once you get past that last piece, you submit the proposal on time and, go on to the next one. It's wash, rinse, and repeat. Now there's a couple sections. All right. In section 1, you're going to have the solicitation of the contract. That's probably going to be your cover page. Then you're going to have the supplies and services, the prices and costs, often called a cleanse. So every line item for every product or every piece of service that you're doing, usually for every personnel, so the labor category of every personnel will have its own cleanse. So tier 1 will have their own, tier 2, tier 3, et cetera, et cetera. When you add up all of the cleanse line items, it'll equal your total amount for the proposal. And I went over previously in another video about all the different cleanse, so you guys can go check that out on my YouTube. Also, don't forget, guys, make sure you're hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video out with 3 other business owners right now so they can figure out exactly how to go about winning government contracts. Don't be stingy. Let them know what you're learning today. Now, you're also going to be needing a statement of work when you're reading through there. That's one of the key pieces that we need to pay attention to. It'll tell you every single thing that is required on that contract. This is why I keep trying to tell you guys I can't help you with contracts if I don't know what I'm looking at. The statement of work tells me exactly what needs to go on that contract. Without that statement of work, there's no way that I could tell you what to do. Packaging and marketing. So if you're dropping this stuff off, right, you got products and whatnot, it's going to tell you how it got to be packaged, how it must be delivered. You can't do your own thing. This is not the private sector. You can't freestyle it. If they told you to put a certain label on a box, it needs to be labeled how they told you, or else they're not going to accept it. You're just prolonging yourself getting paid by not reading. Inspections and acceptance is part E. F will be deliveries and performance. G will be your contract administration for post awards and payment process. So when you guys ask about how do I get paid, it's in the contract. It's right there in the RFP. Section G is breaking down exactly how you're going to invoice them and exactly how they're going to be paying you, whether it's 14 days, 30 days, whatever it is. They're telling you right here, and they're telling you the people who are going to be paying you. It's all right here. This is why I'm telling you got to read. All right, part 2, the contract clauses. Most of you guys, this is going to be the verbiage that you aren't going to like reading. It's extremely boring. This is law, legal languages. In the beginning, you're probably not going to understand it to the T. And you could probably win 10, 15 contracts and still not understand, a lot of the stuff. But when something happens is when you really start going back and understanding those clauses right there. But by all means, don't let those beat you up. In part 3, you'll have the list of documentations, exhibits, or other attachments that are a part of the actual RFP. I always advise people open every single attachment that you see. Sometimes they're tracking that stuff to say, if you didn't open amendments that they put there, then you can't submit that bid. So always make sure that you're opening every attachment and reading exactly what they wrote. One of the worst things that you could do is respond to a solicitation and you do something that they told you not to do. All you did was told them that you don't like reading. And I'm not going to give you a $5 million contract if you're too lazy to read. That's all that meant to me. When you do things that was written in instructions and told you not to do it. Now, the representation and instructions. This does not become part of the contract, but, it is key. When we're talking certifications and things of that nature, if the contract is like a women-owned opportunity, 51% of the prime work. So whoever's taking charge, they need to have 51% of the work, and they need to be 51% or more ownership of that company needs to be a woman-owned business. All right. Now, if you were doing like 50-50 or 40-60 or something of that nature, well, let's say 50-50, both parties would need to be women-owned businesses. All right. If you were doing 50-50. So keep that in mind. Also, your instructions to offer and your evaluation factors. That will be Section M. Section M and Section L and Section M are extremely important. M is one of the most important sections to me outside of the statement of work. The statement of work tells me like, okay, this is the work that needs to get done. But then Section M tells me how they're going to score me when I submit their proposal. So if I don't break down the scoring factor, then how do I know if my bid is a winning bid or not, right? All right, so let's see what else that we got here. Drop a fire emoji in the chat if you guys are picking up anything that I'm picking down so far when I talk about tips to writing solid proposals. Now, again, I'm not going to get into the whole law of it. I got it here in this video. You guys, if you join our program, you'll be able to go watch this yourself. I just want to find bits and pieces for you guys as we're talking through this. So the evaluation factor. I'll break this evaluation factor down. Matter of fact, let's get to it. All right, so the evaluation factor, let me change slides here really quick. So when we get to the evaluation factor, let me get to my Google Drive. I used to give this out to you guys, but people stole my templates, and all of a sudden I look up on the internet and they talking about they GovCon university masters and whatnot, and they using my stuff and ain't giving me no credit. So I stopped giving it out. And my lawyer told me don't do it no more. So y'all just got to see it. Where are we at? Bid, no bid decisions. Okay. So you really need some type of scoring rubric in order to make this thing happen. Now, this is what I use on all of my clients when I teach you guys to be consultants. I highly advise you guys to use sheets and forms like this. It'll just change the game up for you. The first thing that we always do is we got pre-proposal questions. And these are questions that you can get in front of the customer and ask and know about. But most importantly, when you get the answers to these questions, this is how you become a great consultant, because you can bring valuable information to a team that they didn't have any of this information before. So I always advise you guys to have a list of questions written out. And we actually have quite a few here that we've done multiple times, and usually they work for every single niche. Like, what do you think your future critical issues are likely to be, right? Like, these are key things. If they're telling you what critical issues are, you can write in your customer focused proposal how your solution gets rid of these critical issues. But if you don't know what their critical issues are, then you can't write it that way, right? That's the key. That's why I'm telling you, you got to know the right questions to ask when you go do your business development. All right. So that's there. The other thing that you're going to have, if you're doing consulting, you're going to have your client questionnaires. And this can be one of two things. This can go to the government side, as well as this could be a potential incumbent or a potential teammate that you have going on. Just making sure that you got everything aligned before you go after this opportunity, right? So this is all like pre-stuff that you're doing before something hits the street. We want to do this before it hits the street. Now that something has hit the street, once again, hitting the street is sam.gov, we got to have some type of scoring formula here, all right? So if I go to my bid, no bid decision form, that's another one. Let me go to my other one. That's another one too. Trying to show you guys an easy one. So as you guys can see, I used to use this one a lot. Depending on the client that I'm working with, depends on the form that I use. But I mean, we used to just take all of our clients and just load them up like this. I'm telling you guys, it all works the exact same way. I don't care what the niche is. But where is my one that I really wanted? All right, here we go. This is it. All right, so what happens is I told you guys that evaluation, right? The evaluation factors that's in the actual RFP, it helps this whole thing happen right here. So as I pull out, and I got to pull out everything. This is why I'm telling you guys to read the entire thing. So every line that they tell me for an evaluating factor, I need to pull out and put it on its own separate line so I can check it off. Every requirement in the statement of work, I need to put every single requirement on its own line so I can make sure I check it off as I'm submitting or writing out this proposal. If it's requiring for certifications and stuff, again, I need to make sure all of that is on a separate line so I can check it off and confirm that we have done what is being asked for. This is how I confirm I have a winning proposal. If it's not all written out, then I really have no way to tell if I'm winning or not. So now, Most of the stuff, when you go to pull it out, it'll be in these categories: related experience, key personnel, your pricing strategy, technical proposal, competition, market intelligence, customer environment, management approach, staffing, geographic locations, and any other random comments that you got down here. So this is one that we were doing for Department of State. So we say, okay, well, related experience to the opportunity. Now, you can lie to yourself all day when filling this out, but I'm telling you, lying to yourself don't help you out at all. So on a scale of 1 to 10, you got to be honest. Is this Malmar's main business practices? Like, is this exactly what we do? I could put anywhere between a 7 to 10. If we have a few related projects in this, I'm doing anywhere between a 3 and a 6.5. If we have absolutely no experience and we're weak in that, again, I need to be honest. As you go down the line and answer all of these and score, you're going to put your actual score right here in this box. And this is just my sheet, right? You can come up with your own scoring rubric. Now, what happens is on the evaluation section, it'll tell you the weight of each one of these. So you may see something like a certification has a weight of 15 points. Well, if a women-owned certification has a weight of 15 points and I'm a male-owned company, well, it's really no point in me responding to the opportunity because I'm already down 15, right? So this is why it's important to write all of this out, because you're going to score yourself before you even submit that bid. You should feel in your gut that this is a solid bid, with people like, oh man, I don't know if I really got it or not. I just know you ain't got no systems and processes in place. Because my systems let me know, like, we winning. So once you get the weight and then you get your score, you're going to multiply those together. After you add all of them up, you'll come up with the final number, and then here's your recommendation. If it's between the score of 1,000 and 850, we're going to pursue it. If it's between the score of 699 and 500, we're going to drop it. If it's between the score of 849 to 700, we're going to go ahead and make the bid. If it's between the score of 499 to 0, we'll let it go, right? And when I say drop it, you may move it to the back burner and you could come to it later, but it ain't going to be on the top of the priority list. If you come anywhere between the score of 0 to 499, well, you need to just trash that and move on to the next one. You ain't nowhere close to making this deal happen. So you shouldn't even spend time writing the bids. This is what I've been explaining to people time after time after time again. If you're not willing to do this process, to me, you ain't really willing to do government contracting. You just over here trying to pray and hope stuff fall in your lap, and you keep listening to false realities in this industry. Oh man, I've been playing. I forgot that thing was playing over there. My bad. Hopefully y'all ain't hear that. Yeah, I've probably been listening to all the sauce that I've been having. So same thing you guys will see right here. That's all we're doing, is we're scoring stuff. Proposal process is just honestly about scoring. You have to be able to score yourself. Now, the next thing that I wanted to show you guys, when we go to write them proposals, if you pull all of that stuff out correctly, how I told you to do, well, guess what, man? I've helped you guys out even more. With SB Money Flow and our systems that we got over here, well, we can assist you with writing the proposal. So the first thing that you're going to end up doing is you're going to come here to the statement of work highlights. Once you get to the statement of work highlights, look, this ain't nothing for y'all to get upset about or nothing of that nature, but most of you all are not good at reading, okay? I told you skip over those words. Well, I've programmed this bad boy to read for you and to spit it out in a format that you can get a better understanding of what it's saying. So hopefully it doesn't scare you moving forward. Now, let me come over here and see if we can find something in our GovCon marketplace. So this is our GovCon marketplace in SB Money Flow. Again, your next codes are going to be programmed in here. So we'll just go look at federal opportunities. See if we find something. Let me look at a combined synopsis. Move my screen over here. These are live actual opportunities. Okay, so these are SBA set-asides, which is small business I said SBA set-asides. They're not SBA set-asides. They're small business set-asides. All right, so I'm just going to click on one of these. I don't really know what it's talking about, so it'll take me over to sam.gov. So I'm looking for the solicitation. It looks like they've broken a couple things down in a couple different documents. But as you can see, they got the evaluation factor, instructors to offers, all the stuff that I just showed y'all. It looked like they broke it down. This probably will be the main one right here that has it all. But again, it looks like they broke it down into separate documents. So let's grab this statement of work. All right, so we're going to take this here. Now, I'm not really worried about the security requirements. And you may have to do this a couple times just because OpenAI can't take but so many characters. But I come back over here. I take that statement of work. I paste it in there. Hit next. And let's see what we get. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, that subscribe button, that share button, and let 3 other entrepreneurs, business owners know what we got going on over here. All right, here we go. Based on the statement of work, the contractor is responsible for providing administrative oversight at the Atlas Air Force Base Military and Family Readiness Center customer service front desk operations. The services shall be performed during the times of M and FRC is open, currently Monday through Friday from 7:30 to 16:30. That's military hours. You better learn military time if you're going to work with the military. They don't do your regular 24-hour or 12-hour clock system that we got. They do 24 hours. So always learn the military time if you want to work with military. The contractor shall serve as the initial point of contact, shall provide general administrative duties to that facility to include answering phones, taking messages, assisting customers with fax approved. Hell, I might get go after this. This sounds easy. Responding to email messages and other virtual inquiries. The contractor shall also provide effective, efficient, and immediate transitional services to customers who seek assistance. The contractor will perform administrative tasks to include printing, copying, collating, folding, stapling, and envelope addressing, mailing. The contractor shall assist. This is just an admin contract. You just hire some administrators. That's what it sounds like to me. All right, the contractor. So as you guys can see, this broke down the statement of work, and I'm pretty sure the way that we read this, it was a pretty easy read. So we're not going to take what AI produces to us to heart, though. We're going to see, did it make it easy for us to read and understand? And I mean, it made it pretty simple to me. So now I have better confidence that I can perform on this opportunity. Great. Now that we got that out of the way, to say, hey, okay, we're going to perform. We believe in this. Let me come back up here. The next thing I'm going to do is look at the proposal writer. Now, this one is going to take more work too. Now, we're going to take that same statement of work. Now, of course, there was other stuff in that statement of work. We're going to come back over here to the solicitation because we need that solicitation number, which is the notice ID. All right, we're going to take that right there. We're going to come back to our AI, put the solicitation number in right there. The NAICS code, I believe it was 541519. Agency. What agency was this? Air Force. All right. Certifications. I got an 8A. And well, 8A is small business too. I don't need to do any of that. Information about your company. Now, granted, I would do a much better job with typing this part up. But just for demo purposes, I'm just going to grab what my company already does that I had on the website. But I would highly advise you take your time and fill out information about your company and make sure it pertains to the contract that you're looking at. Then we're going to go ahead and click next, and we're going to let the magic do its magic. And always, I'm going to remind you, this is a proposal assistance. It does not write a proposal for you. Can't no AI write a winning proposal, but it can assist you with writing a proposal, right? So the proposal for administrative oversight service for the Atlas Air Force Base Military and Family Readiness Center. We at Pure Money, with over 50 years of experience in government contracting, are pleased to submit our proposal for the administrative oversight service at whatever. We understand the importance of providing effective, efficient, and immediate transactional services. I believe I seen something when I was just reading the statement of work earlier that they said effective and efficient. Well, I've programmed this to make sure that it's taking words that was utilized in their ecosystem and putting it in our proposal, so it's kind of matching up. We're not changing verbiage and language that they've already been using. Our team of expert proposal writers has thoroughly reviewed the statement of work. Now, granted, we wouldn't put all of that in there. That's why I'm trying to tell you, don't let AI ever say nothing like that. You ain't about to tell these people that your team of expert proposal writers. Our proposed schedule of services include providing administrative oversight for 40 hours per week, 8 hours per day, 5 days per week at the military, blah, blah, blah. We will ensure the services performed during blah, blah, blah. See, we got the time frame down that they said. Our team is available for job-related meetings or trainings outside the normal duty hours with approval, right? So letting them know we ready to go off the clock too. As the initial point of contact, we will provide general administrative duties, including answering the phone. See, we're just taking the words that they use. This is how you literally have a winning proposal. It's customer focused because these are the words that the customer said. I don't have to guess whether the proposal is focused towards the customer or not. It has to be focused towards the customer because these are the words that they put in their own RFP. If I change any of these words up, I'm asking them to now pull out a dictionary and make sure that the words that I use is matching the definitions of the words that they use. Well, I eliminated that with the way that I write proposals, or the way that I teach my team to write proposals. Travis don't write this stuff no more. All right. So as you guys can see, that can knock that out of the park right there for you. But here comes the best kicker, guys. Inside of SB Money Flow, I'm telling you right now, one of the hardest things to do is track what's going on. So instead, you could build out your own, okay, by all means. We just wanted to get you started, but you can create your own pipeline. So if I was you guys, I may create a pipeline for government submissions. And let me actually show you guys here. Let me go to my live account. So, finding contracts and things of that nature, I don't think that you should be doing it. Instead, I think that you should find, a virtual assistant or somebody and teach them how to go find contracts. Now, granted, we got the GovCon marketplace for the federal side, which we will be adding some states on there soon. But you can find contracts quickly inside of SB Money Flow. But the thing is, guys, is you don't want to sit there all day doing tasks that don't make money. So we've actually created a project task. This is for my virtual assistant. Now, granted, this isn't for proposals. This is for the actual SB Money Flow system. But the same way that I created this project task, you could do this for writing and responding to opportunities. And you can just change these titles up. And I have this program that, when this card slides over to in progress, it is to email me and let me know that my virtual assistant is now working in progress on this opportunity. When she gets completed with the process, she slides it to completed. Once it gets to completed, it sends me a text message. It sends me an email to let me know the task that I gave them was completed. And inside of here, she is to write exactly what she did for the resolution right here to complete this task. So for this one, she got to give me the 10 people that she reached out to with their email so I can go back and double check what the message was about. So if I don't like what happened, I didn't slide it over here to revisions needed. It sends her email and a text message to say, hey, you need to go back and fix some things, and then vice versa. What I'm trying to show you guys is automation and systems so you can move very, very fast. And now you can hire people for, maybe $1,000, and they can now load up your pipeline of opportunities. So what you guys are going to have too when getting started out is our GovCon CRM that we've built for you. And since there's so many systems to find contracts, not just sam.gov, I told you hire somebody to find these opportunities. Instead, all you tell them to do is come to a form that'll look like this. You put your domain in, govfest.com, your domain /new money. You put that domain in, you tell that virtual assistant or whoever it is to put the contracts that they find right here. Fill all of the information in, whether it's a state, local contract, whatever, RFP, RFQ, RFI, whatever it is that they find, drop the attachments in there. And then what will naturally happen, it's going to come here on your opportunities card. Now, this is a CRM, customer relationship management. So now that it's here in your GovCon CRM, this is kind of like the proposal process. It's new. You slide it over to review when you want to take a look at it. After you've taken a look at it, we go through our scoring. If the score is too low, we're going to go ahead and move it to won't respond. If the score is a high, well, we're going to slide it to in progress. Now, all of a sudden, I can come here and create tasks, and I can assign them to different people, to myself, to others on the team or whatnot. I could put due dates on it. Guys, it's extremely hard to do business without a system in place that's tracking your progress. I can't stress this enough. You must invest in yourself. Now, can you win $5,000 without having a system? Absolutely. But I don't teach you guys about $5,000 deals. I want all of us to be millionaires. And you ain't going to be no millionaire without no system. It's just damn near impossible. I've never seen anybody do it. And if they have, it was lucky of the lottery or something of that nature. And they probably lost the money as soon as they made it because they have absolutely no system in place. And what a system is going to do is it's going to help you create your processes so it can be replicated. And you could do it over and over and over again. See, I don't think most of us understand that business, it ain't about luck. It's about doing actions until you find what works. And the minute that we find what works, we lock it down and we just do more of it until that don't work no more. And when that don't work no more, we find the next thing that works and then we do a lot of it until that don't work no more all over again. You cannot figure it out without a system in place just showing you all of the steps that you're doing so you can see what works. So also at the same time, while we got these contract opportunities right here, I don't like to sit on the phone with subcontractors or potential primes. I don't want to talk to them until I get a decision maker on the line. So instead, I tell my team right here, like, you schedule the appointments out. You talk to all of the personnel and you make sure that I don't get on this phone until a decision maker is there. Well, the beauty is they can sit right here, schedule all of the calls or whatnot. They can put notes while they're on the call right here so I can come back and see exactly what's going on. I don't have to sit here all day doing tedious things that don't make money. I pay people to do this stuff. So most people would see it, well, Travis, I ain't got the money in paying this. Well, look, man, all I got to pay somebody, I think, what are we doing, like $2,000 a month? Yeah, I think it's costing $2,000 a month each. I got two people, $2,000 a month each person. They do all of the tedious tasks that don't make me money, and I only jump on the line for things that's going to close out deals. Well, I don't teach them how to go after and do nothing that's under $50,000. So every time that they get me on the line for a potential opportunity to close $50,000, that one deal pays for their salary for the whole year. So it really don't cost me any money to invest in personnel to do the tedious tasks that I cannot do. Because if I sit there for 5 hours a day fucking around with finding opportunities or whatnot, when do I go out and close the deal? This is why you guys struggle. Because you're trying to do everything. So the system right here allows me to put the processes, procedures in place and then pass it off to somebody. And now all I am is checks and balances. I'm just coming back, checking every day, making sure that they did what I told them to do. And it's that simple. That's the CRM. Everybody needs one. So you're going to have an opportunity with that to track all of these government contract opportunities. You'll easily be able to do the scoring that I just showed you, how you go through your scoring. You could track all of this stuff. Eventually, what is going to happen is you're going to find out how you operate. You'll have a list of opportunities right here that you won't respond to. So when you pass this off to somebody else, they can just look right here and see, like, Travis don't like these type of opportunities. Do not put those type of opportunities right here because he clearly showed us this ain't what he liked. They can also come right here to the submitted section and go, okay, well, Travis really likes the opportunities right there submitted. So they can come back here and load this up with only the things that we submit to. But most importantly, when I start winning, what this is going to tell me is how to continue to win with the customer, not the entire government. What'll end up happening is I'll start winning contracts with CMS. Well, if I win 4 contracts with CMS, then I can win 4 more because they're telling me based off my wins, this is how you should respond moving forward. When you respond to one customer, when you win a contract with that first customer, you literally have the shell to every other proposal for that customer. So if you win a contract with CMS, just one, so I can come right back here. Let me show you guys. So I can come here to my contracts, just go Dropbox. Where's Malmar? Contracts. Nope, that ain't the right one. Marketing, mentor, NDA, opportunities, proposals. All right, so if I come here and I click like this one, I keep forgetting I ain't got Microsoft Word, so it don't show up right. So this contract was for the state of Maryland School for the Deaf. We won this bid to deliver 35 Dell computers back in the day. What I'm trying to show you guys is that the Maryland School of Deaf, anytime they submit a proposal, a RFP, the RFP asking you to write a proposal towards it, 80% of it will always come looking like this. Like the format ain't going to change. So I could take this response right here that won, duplicate it, and all I'm going to have to do is change like the title because it may not be Dell stuff anymore. So since it ain't Dell, I'm going to change that. We're going to change like the bid due date and things of that nature. We're going to change the technical approach and we're going to change the pricing. But the structure for all of the tedious things that it's talking about, protests and all of this BS right here, it ain't changing. Because guess what they did? They copy and pasted from a previous contract. So they lazy too. So the same way that you don't want to type all that stuff up, this is why I'm telling you, if you have a system in place with a formula, the faster you start submitting opportunities, the faster you can figure out how to win. It will give you the winning formula for moving forward real fast. But if you ain't got no systems in place to do this stuff, man, you move real slow. And success loves speed. It don't love turtles. You could decide to do whatever it is that you want, though. So you guys are going to get access to all of that when you guys join SB Money Flow. If you guys don't want the whole CRM, you could go to GovCon Cheat Codes University, which is right here, and you could just get access to the GovCon training that we got going on. So you can come right here to our programs and go to GovCon Cheat Codes University. And you can sign up right here and get access to all of our trainings. We got a special going on right now with a monthly pricing, or you can pay annually. Either one that floats your boat, go for it. Also, remember everything that we got going on. When you join our programs, you'll be able to resell it to somebody else. So you'll get 20% commissions for everything that you sell. If they pay every month, guess what? You're going to get 20% each and every month. So Not only can you join and learn about government contracting, but you can get some money put back in your pocket as well. I would highly advise you guys to get SB Money Flow. With SB Money Flow, I haven't changed it yet. I don't know. It will be changed soon, that I'm going to be separating GovCon Cheat Codes University and SB Money Flow to pay separately. But as of right now, when you get SB Money Flow, you'll get access to GovCon Cheat Codes University as well, as long as you keep your SB Money Flow account active. If you guys want to get involved with SB Money Flow, go to sbmoneyflow.com. Get yourself registered. If you just want access to the government marketplace and the CRM tool, you could get I forgot the name of the plans. You could get the Accelerate plan for $199 a month. If you want access to building your websites, to communicating with your customers on social media, to automate responses, emails, all of that marketing stuff that you're going to need to take your business to the next level, you're going to need the Elevate plan. If you want full access to my AI tools and to my Ad Master Pro, you're going to need to pay annually for the Elevate plan, and we'll give you full access to all of that. Once again, that is sbmoneyflow.com. You can check that out and join us over there. That is the gist, guys, of the proposal writing. It's really not that hard. You have to read. I cannot stress that part out enough. I do want to open the floor up to questions. If any of you guys have those, feel free to drop your question down there in the chat and we will get those answered.
It's just different.
But in the meantime, let me scroll through here and see if I missed anything. Do you have the same CRM as Versk? I don't know who Versk is, but probably not. Probably not. Yeah. I don't know who Versk is. Ain't nobody got the stuff that I got. I've looked at everybody's software. They don't have the AI. They don't have the GovCon marketplace. I got everything in one-stop shop. We can do it all. But no, I doubt that. Yeah, it's impossible that they got what I got because they ain't got no GovCon marketplace. How do you register with U.S. Bank? I don't know. I'm not sure what you're asking. U.S. Bank. Is that like an actual bank? I don't know. I haven't done anything with U.S. Bank. Not sure what that is. All right. I don't think I'm missing anything else. Or do you suggest a CRM, any software to manage your contracts and proposals? Absolutely. SB Money Flow. That's the only thing that I recommend. SB Money Flow. As a small business middleman, when is it okay to use companies such as Home Depot as a supplier? Whenever. Whenever you want. And let me give you an example. This is why it's just important to read the solicitation. So when I was doing contracts with Prince George's County, they'd say something like, and this is in the beginning, like 2014, 15, or something of that nature. So Amazon was still kind of like I don't want to say it was new, but it wasn't really accepted in government yet. But Amazon had the best prices on a lot of the products. But they had specific writing in the opportunity to say no products come from Amazon. Well, let me show you guys something here. Where are we at? All right, so Amazon business for disadvantage business. All right, so you can actually go get an Amazon business account. All right, and in that Amazon business account, I can't. They already know what's going on. So you can set up your Amazon account now. It wasn't like this back back in the day, but you could set up your Amazon business account. And since you're doing business with the government, they already know don't charge you taxes or things of that nature. So one trick that I did, because this was already set up like this before the government accepted them. Amazon was already ahead of the game. But the only way that they could tell that you were buying stuff from Amazon is if they got the damn box. Like if they got the Amazon box that it was delivered in. Outside of that, there's absolutely no way for you to know that I got this product from Amazon. So all I did was got the product shipped to my house. I put them in some new boxes, and to lower my cost so I didn't have to pay that shipping cost all over again, since it was for Prince George's County, I just drove and dropped them off myself. And it was actually pretty fun because when I would deliver to the courthouse, they have a whole delivery system for the courthouse that you got to go in the back. You got to get your car searched every day, just FYI. Can't go on these government facilities sometimes with deliveries and, you got stuff in your car because they going to be searching that thing with dogs and all of that stuff. So it was pretty cool just to go through that experience and get an understanding of how, deliveries operate in government facilities. But that's a trick that you can get through, when purchasing products. But as of right now, today, I don't really think they have too many requirements on certain suppliers like a Home Depot saying that you can't use them. If they got the best price, by all means, Home Depot it is. But remember, they're not buying the products from Home Depot. They're buying the products from you. You just happen to be buying the products from Home Depot. So I will also remind you guys, whenever you're buying products, make sure you have some type of Excel sheet. This is what I've learned. This is why you got to have systems in place. But you need to have some type of Excel sheet that's documenting the barcode or the QR code or the serial number of whatever you giving them. You want to document all of that stuff because, again, they didn't buy it from Apple. They didn't buy it from HP. They didn't buy it from Home Depot or Lowe's. They bought it from you. So you need to make sure you got all the documentation for the products that your company owns. I hope I'm explaining that to y'all. Can't be no excuse. Oh, I didn't know that I did. All right, try that out. See what happens. Insurance industry. Yeah, I don't know anything about the insurance industry other than they be taking all my money. Look for my company, Rogue Enterprises. I'll be reaching out soon for a demo for sure. I appreciate you. That's the bank that the government uses for payment processing. Wow. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I guess. I've never looked at. Yeah. I don't think that's that big of a deal. What was your U.S. bank question again? Have I ever worked with them? Yeah, I don't know. That really ain't something that I've never heard about that. I don't know. And I told you guys when we were going through the solicitation, it tells you right there in the solicitation in a section, it will tell you exactly how to invoice, exactly how you going to get paid, the whole nine, whether it needs to be direct deposit or they cutting checks or they doing credit cards. It'll be right there in that section. I really don't know what bank they use because it's not a concern of mine. I just know that when I submit this bid, we got direct deposit and whatever the hell bank it come from, it go in my account pretty well. Now, if you need money or things of that nature, I would just advise you to talk with the SBA. The SBA has SBA-friendly banks for you to work with. It probably won't be a U.S. bank. It'll be your local bank. So, like, I have a connection with M&T Bank, which is a local bank here that has the relationship with the SBA. And they have the best loan options out there because, again, they have the relationship with the SBA. So always take a look at that if you're looking for the funding. Oh, yeah, see, told you Courtney got it. Read the solicitation. It'll tell you how to invoice. That's the key, man. Solicitations will always take you to where you need to go. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. Don't forget, make sure that you guys are visiting dollars2cents.com. Let me put that link in the chat. dollars2cents.com. Once you get there, go ahead and click on community. Come on over here. Somebody in the team will let you in eventually. I see Timothy had a question. I have a question regarding past performance. I have a sub who's very capable of doing the work. Would it be wise to use the past performance as my own once I'm awarded? I'm going to sub it to, it depends. It depends. The solicitation will tell you all about past performance. Because you can't use somebody else's past performance, if you've never done the work. And they tell you, so it may say in the solicitation, like, you can't use your subcontractor's past performance as prime contractor's past performance. So that would eliminate that. So the answer would be no. But if it don't say nothing in there, then it's really about strategy. How do you make it make sense, right? We don't lie. So I can't take somebody's past performance. Like, I can't take a subcontractor's past performance and there's nothing that I've ever done before and say that I've done it. What I can do, this is strategy. Hopefully it's not just one person that's needed on the contract. Now, if it's just one person, then yeah, I can take the subcontractor's past performance and make it out. But I'm thinking there's going to be more than that. So what I would end up doing, which this is what we've done, all of our contracts are pretty much situated like this. What we end up doing is saying, hey, okay, let's say if there's like the air contract that we got, there's a total of 13 employees. I already had one, which is my manager, was already working for me. I will always put my own homebred manager on the project. I'm not taking nobody else's manager because they ain't got loyalty to me. They got loyalty to somebody else. Only my manager in-house will always be on a project that I got my name and money on. I don't trust other people like that. So outside of that, what I ended up doing is the subcontractor gave me 6 of their employees. I put them under my company as my employees, and then they kept the other 6 employees that was needed. So instead of them having all 13 employees and me paying them like that, because then that would have been a pass-through, I brought 6 of their employees under my company. So it's going through my payroll. I'm paying everybody out. My manager is managing them. They got my company email. They got my company business cards. They work for me. So now it's true when I say that my company has did that in the past. Yes, they did do that in the past working for the other company, but they work for me now. So since they work for me and I quote unquote own them, I am capable of doing everything that they've done in the past because this is going to be the personnel that's working on the project. So just like that, now I can utilize that past performance and say that we do that work. And I can put my logo, my name, my title and all that. And I'm telling it truthfully. I'm not lying to you because this personnel works for me. So that could be a little strategy that you could use there. But guys, it's all about strategy. It's all about strategy. To clarify, not asked for money. That is the bank that the DOD requires solicitation respondents to. I don't know who said that. Sister Chandra. No, I don't know who said that. I don't have no bank with U.S. Bank, and we got DOD contracts. They just direct award. I don't know who told you that about the U.S. Bank. It is something new. I haven't read it, so I don't want to tell you. I can't answer that. I've never heard of it. All right, guys. So again, I appreciate all of you guys. Make sure that you guys, once again, go to dollarsandcents.com. Give that link out to other business owners. Tell them to click on community. Join us over there. Make sure you hit that announcement. And if you would like, before...
It's just different.
Before you ever look to purchase anything from me, if your gut ain't telling you I'm the right guy, then guess what? I'm probably not the right guy, and that is okay. There's no love lost here. Instead, I want you to go over to my Instagram account, take a screenshot of that right now. Official Travis Davis. When you pass out the link, give them my Instagram. Follow me over there. I try to explain my thoughts and how I operate inside of my story so you can learn a little bit more about me. But what I do not want anybody to do is to join anything that I got going on thinking I'm Jesus. Look, I'm not the savior, okay? It's work to be done with anything that I got going on. So if you ain't ready to work, do not join what I got. I don't do refunds. I don't have any pity for anybody's situation. We all got situations going on. We all got problems going on. So I really don't care. But if you want to believe in yourself, well, I got the tools for you. I got the support for the people that's taking work for themselves. But Travis don't work for you. You know what I'm saying? I did all that I could do to help you out. Every other piece after this requires you to take action. And if you really, truly believe that you can take the action, by all means, join us. But if you're still iffy, go follow me over there on Instagram until your stomach tells you I'm the guy to go to. And last but not least, we got tons and tons of training on YouTube, guys. And I appreciate you guys for continuing to like, subscribe, and share the channel out. We are growing, but we got more information there. So go check out the YouTube channel. Watch those videos over there. Watch those videos over there, and you guys will start learning tons and tons of amazing information. Just make sure you check it out. And when you find a video that you like, take a screenshot, share it out with somebody else, and tell them to watch it as well. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys tonight. I love you all. I hope that you have an amazing day. We will be back here tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time zone, going over SB Money Flow. Yes, I will be doing task inside of SB Money Flow tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. So make sure you put it on your calendar, save it, ask your questions right there about SB Money Flow. We'll be answering them all. I love you all. Have an amazing evening, and I'll talk with you tomorrow.